So before we get started, I'll just take a second to introduce myself. I'm Alex Klausner. I'm a Senior Product Marketing Manager who's been working on the launch of the Unified Security Operations Platform. Benji, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, Alex. Hi, everyone. My name is Benjamin Kovacevic, but everybody calls me Benji. I think I've officially changed my name, and I work as Senior Product Manager in our Customer Experience Engineering team.
Great. So I'll start off with telling you just what is a security operations platform and why we decided to build it. So attackers employ many different tactics to breach organizations. A modern security operations center needs a wide variety of technologies to stay ahead. Unfortunately, these technologies have historically been different products, and that makes getting a full picture of a breach, the ability to move quickly, getting insights before an attack even happens, really difficult, and there's a lot of different things to train your organization on. And because of this, we believe it's time to bring all those different technologies together to deliver something stronger than the sum of its parts. A unified security operations platform can transform the approach to security with a single view, with tools that work natively together and deliver protection that starts before a breach can even happen. And this starts with a layer of threat intelligence. Built on top of that would be posture management. And we bring SIEM and XDR together, bringing in all of those different capabilities. And then generative AI is built on top of all of that, helping you to level up and really work in the way that is required of a security operations team today. And Microsoft has long been on a journey to bring together all these different types of technologies into a more unified way for you. And this is really just the next step in that process. And you can see to the right here, so many of the technologies we've already consolidated into these different products. And we're excited to talk about what this next step of the journey looks like. So let's take a step back and look at what we have today. So before we had the Unified Security Operations Platform, we had two really powerful tools in Microsoft Sentinel and Microsoft Defender XDR. And these delivered significant capabilities for threat protection, investigation, response. And they're super comprehensive for our customers. And there's many capabilities that actually exist in each of these products today. Things like incidents, things like alerting, hunting, they're features that exist in both. But they're both needed for security. They both deliver something a little bit different that you can't function without. With Microsoft Sentinel, that's the breadth of protection. That's the ability to take in data from any of the different sources that you might have, and it's a level of customization. So after you take in that data and normalize it, how do you customize the way your alerts work, the way your automations work? How do you make sure that it's really functioning in the way that your business needs? With XDR, there's the out-of-the-box value. Really quickly, you can get started with protecting your organization. There's a depth of understanding in any of the different alerts that you have, and there's the ability to really proactively work on it, on protection and reaction to an incident anywhere that your agent's deployed. But XDR is not going to cover every single different piece of data that is in your digital environment. And Microsoft Sentinel doesn't really provide the depth of protection that XDR does. So they're two really important tools. There's a lot of overlap. And what we have been thinking is, how do we bring these two tools together in an even more comprehensive way that actually gives you more capabilities in each of them? And that's what we're doing with the Unified Security Operations Platform. We're bringing in all of your SIEM and XDR capabilities into one place to give you unified comprehensive features like unified incidents and investigation, unified advanced hunting, a single user interface, giving you the ability to search across all of your data in both of these tools. And then on top of that, we're bringing in more capabilities that didn't exist before. In the future, we'll have case management that expands across both of these. We have exposure management that will expand across both of these. And then in addition, we also are bringing in Microsoft Copilot for security. And what's really unique about this experience is that Copilot for Security not only helps you work with these two products, but it's actually embedded in the experience. So it meets you where you are and gives you different skills across the entire security lifecycle in a way that is going to really up-level the analyst experience, no matter what it is they're doing, whether it's investigating an incident, understanding what the best next step to take is to remediate an incident, getting summaries and insights, or advanced hunting. And so just one more double click on really the value for SIEM and XDR here. We're bringing together these capabilities like posture management, automatic attack disruption, the breadth of signal, incident detection and response that you get from XDR, and we're expanding a lot of those capabilities to data you're bringing in from Microsoft Sentinel. Great example here, automatic attack disruption. This is a true differentiator for Microsoft Defender XDR. It is based on our high fidelity signals that we get and can take action automatically when we detect a breach. And now, that's going to expand to data you're bringing in from Microsoft Sentinel, starting with SAP. So we can actually isolate an account when we detect something's happened. And I think that Benji will go into a bit about how that actually looks and take action before a human can, giving you more time, keeping you better protected. Then with Microsoft Sentinel, we have our SOAR automation capabilities that are really customizable for your environment. You can deploy those on demand in Microsoft Sentinel. We'll be expanding those capabilities to Defender XDR. We also have our user entity and behavior analytics, giving you a unified experience across both of these products for capabilities like that. Bringing threat intelligence across both of these, making that more manageable is going to be a way that we see things evolving as well. And then, Microsoft Sentinel is a cloud native SIEM. It gives you the capability to really expand how much data you bring in, scale up your security operations. And we see that with bringing that together with Microsoft Defender XDR gives you more flexibility than you've ever had before. Would also like to double click on the generative AI capabilities. In Copilot for Security, there's a ton of skills, and I think that the skills that we have for the Security Operations Center are super impressive, super exciting for everyone, and the fact that they're actually embedded within the experience where you're investigating is very unique, and we'll be able to show you what that looks like today. But with Copilot for Security, you can do things across the security operations lifecycle. So identify and prioritize. You can quickly triage with guided response. You can understand an attack story. You can surface device level incident details and get data from Intune to really understand what's happening with a device. You can accelerate the full resolution for every incident. So you'll get guided response. So what is the next best step to take? How do you make sure that you're consistent in the way that you're summarizing incidents, summarizing reports? How do you easily take the next step with prescriptive actions and quickly creating executive level summaries? We can help you to prevent breaches with dynamic threat insights. So we have Copilot for Security built into our threat intelligence in this unified platform, so you can discover key threats for your specific risk profile using natural language. And then we have a lot of skills that just help elevate the way the analysts can work. So that includes for advanced hunting, translating natural language into Kusto query language really easily. So saying what you want to search for and it'll create that query for you. The ability to analyze a malicious script, understand line by line what it's commanding to do, or even investigate a suspicious file. I mentioned exposure management. This is really how do you get insights and how to stay safer before a breach even happens. And you want to empower your organization with a comprehensive view into the entire attack surface to gain end-to-end visibility of your threat landscape. And so using our embedded posture exposure management capabilities, you can prioritize what matters, understand and get ahead of threats with the aggregation of by aggregating your data together with threat intelligence proactively to cover gaps, discover issues, and identify attack patterns that could potentially expose your critical assets. You can understand what does your exposure look like and ultimately reduce risks with confidence. And so I'll leave you with where we see value for our customers really having when you bring all of these different tools into one experience for you. You can streamline your work. You get comprehensive features that ensure better results, less work, and more out-of-the-box value. You can proactively protect your organization, reducing your risk by proactively optimizing your security posture with comprehensive visibility into the attack surface and exposure. Partner with AI. You now can get Copilot for security within this experience, and that will help you to surface new skills and skills that will help you to address whatever is the task at hand. Get increased flexibility, customize your solutions and content to address use cases across both SIM and XDR. Automatic response with our automatic attack disruption. You can respond to attacks faster with automated response, containing threats quicker than you could just as a human. And then manage costs. Data management's easier. We haven't touched too much on this today, but there's a lot of ways that we are continuing to help you to save money and improve protection by bringing these two things together. All right, so without further ado, I will actually make this real for you all and turn this over to Benji to show you what this looks like within our product.
Thanks, Alex. So it was really nice to hear all the information about Unified Portal from Alex, what it is and what we are trying actually to bring in. And I hope you all will enjoy the next part as well, because now we will be showing the Unified Portal, what it is and how you can actually utilize Unified Portal in your day-to-day activities. So first of all, what is needed to be done is to onboard Microsoft Sentinel to Microsoft Defender XDR together so that we get that unified portal. That is done from security.microsoft.com portal. And what we can actually do is either to utilize the banner that we can see here and select the Connect workspace, and follow the instructions how to onboard actually the workspace itself. So this is the first thing that we need to make sure that our Microsoft Defender XDR connector is activated and onboarded inside of the Microsoft Sentinel. So that is mandatory what needs to be done. And we'll need to go then to Microsoft Sentinel actually to onboard Microsoft Defender XDR connector, which is the required component for utilizing Unified Portal. So let's search here Defender XDR, and let's make sure that Defender XDR connector is enabled. So connect incidents. So once this is connected, we can go back and I will refresh so that we are sure that it starts picking up. And we'll be able to onboard our environment. So from the permissions perspective, we either need to be Microsoft owner inside of the Microsoft Azure for that subscription, or we need to have Microsoft Sentinel responder on the resource group where Sentinel is, plus user access administrator on the subscription, because we need to give some of the permissions. So now when we select the same workspace, we see that we don't have that notification because we connected. And now we can connect our workspace with some of the notifications, what will happen. If you don't see the banner, don't worry, there is option to go to settings and onboard Microsoft Sentinel. So if you click on the settings, we will get now Microsoft Sentinel. And since this is public preview feature now. You all can see it inside of your environments in commercial. And now we can see here Microsoft Sentinel workspaces that I can connect. We can see multiple subscriptions to filter out the correct one. And when I select the correct one, I am able actually to click on the connect workspace. The same message like we saw before, what is happening, and I will select yes so that it goes and connects my workspace. So this will take a couple of minutes. So I will use this couple of minutes just to mention some of the implications. So what will be done in the backend? First of all, incidents are all from our own created inside of Unified Portal. Defender XDR incident, Sentinel incident, so all incidents are created inside of the Unified Portal. Because of that, we don't have incident provider of Microsoft Sentinel, Microsoft Defender XDR, and so on. All of them will be Microsoft Defender XDR is incident provider. This is important if you are utilizing automation rules that we don't have incident provider anymore inside of the Unified Portal because we don't have those incident providers. Also, because inside of the Defender XDR portal and we don't have incident descriptions, those descriptions when the incident is synchronized to Sentinel, incident description will be empty, but all descriptions will be inside of the alerts and you are able to see them inside of the alerts. Also, it is important if you are utilizing automation rules and you are checking the descriptions, you will need to revisit those ones because we don't have the descriptions anymore. Third implication is the fusion rules inside of the Sentinel will not be available anymore because we are moving all our correlations inside of the Unified Portal and inside of the correlation of the Unified Portal. And this is important because now we are getting the correlation of not only Microsoft Sentinel alerts anymore, but also Microsoft Sentinel, Microsoft Defender XDR, so like any of the features like Microsoft Defender for Endpoint, Microsoft Defender for Office 365, and so on. So it is really important aspect of this unification that we can now correlate all the alerts no matter from where they are coming, and we are getting that benefit of joining first party and third party data utilizing XDR and CM. Tasks are not available yet inside of the Unified Portal, so if you are utilizing the tasks, they will not be visible inside of the Unified Portal, but they will be visible inside of the Sentinel. And that is also really important because Sentinel Portal is not going away. And you are still able to utilize Sentinel portal inside of the Azure to access the information like the tasks. Also, all the automation rules are still run on the Microsoft Sentinel. So what it means is that automation rules will be run once when incidents are synchronized from Microsoft Defender XDR to Microsoft Sentinel, so we can expect some 5 to 10 minutes delay between those. Just a little bit of information, what you can actually expect. And let me now refresh the page since the onboarding should be finished already. And we can see now that connection is in the process, that we are getting the information that connection is here. Probably I have some of the cache, so probably the best is to turn off and reopen it again so that we are sure that we get the latest information inside. All of the information that I mentioned is actually documented, and my multiple identities kicking in as always on the demos. So like all the information about implications are documented, so please go to our onboarding docs, and if somebody can just pass the docs with onboarding instructions, because it is really important that you are all understanding what kind of implications it will have, so that you are aware before you click on connect the workspace. It will be really, really useful. Okay, so let's sign in again. of course, MFA, really important aspect even on demo tenants. And now we can see that our unified portal is connected. So we can see the Microsoft Sentinel on our side as another option, like another tab. So we know that it is already connected. And if we go, for example, inside of the hunting, advanced hunting, we'll be able to see that actually the tables from Sentinel are synchronized now, and we can see them inside of advanced hunting, and we can utilize those tables. So now when it is connected, I will utilize another environment just because of the quality of incidents to show you actually what happened and what we can actually see now. So first of all, incidents. When we select incidents, now we will get the incident queue that will contain Defender XDR and Sentinel incidents and alerts. And also we will be able to see that in the source, so service source, we will be able to see Sentinel and Defender XDR in the same incident. Of course, we can see them separately. And this is another benefit where we can see 20 incidents from Microsoft Sentinel generated by different analytic rules, but we had similarity so that we can correlate, which we didn't have before, for example, in Sentinel. But because of the correlation inside of the new unified portal, we are able to correlate alerts even from different analytic rules. I will select a specific incident just because I want to show quality of it. So I will select this multi-stage incident. And what we will be able to see inside of this multi-stage incident, if we scroll, that we have multiple detection sources. And one of them is, of course, Microsoft Sentinel, but plus Microsoft Defender for Endpoint, Microsoft Defender for Identity, Microsoft Defender XDR, Microsoft Defender for Cloud, and Microsoft Sentinel. So 5 different security services are used to generate this high quality incident so that we can continue to investigate further. And if we scroll down, we'll be able to see all those detection sources. And now we can see our Microsoft Sentinel detection. If we select this specific alert, it will open up and show us details about this specific alert from Microsoft Sentinel, where we can actually go and investigate it further to understand actually what's happening. Or we can also open the whole incident for the investigation purposes, and we can see different, like the whole attack story, including the whole the full alerts from each sources, the different assets, investigations that happened, so automated investigation response, and so on. And under assets, we can see different devices. So when we were integrating incidents, what we were doing also is integrating the identities as well, so that we have the data from Sentinel and from Defender XDR inside of the same entity. So let's select one of these devices. So I will select the second one, and I will open the device page itself. What we will be able to see inside of this device page is information about the device. We can see the risk level, the exposure level, so everything that we had inside of the Microsoft Defender before. But if we go to the 3 dots and I select Sentinel events, it will be able actually to show me the information from the Sentinel itself. So the Sentinel timeline, the insights, the whole Sentinel entity page inside of Microsoft Defender XDR portal, which we call now Unified Portal. So on On the insights now we can see the information that we saw inside of the Sentinel. We can go through the process, see all the data, and also we can customize Sentinel activities that we have inside of the Unified Entities and Behavior Analytics. So we can actually click on it and select activities, add new activities, or to go to activity templates and deploy some of the activity templates that were available from before. So that is first integration, and second integration, so incidents and entities. The second big integration is the advanced hunting, like I mentioned. So inside of advanced hunting now, like I mentioned when my different environment onboarded, we can see Microsoft Defender XDR tables, and we can see Sentinel tables. So if we scroll down, now we can see the log management and the all Microsoft Sentinel tables inside of our portal that we can utilize and query utilizing advanced hunting. But what is the real benefit here is, for example, if you don't ingest Microsoft Defender XDR tables inside of the Microsoft Sentinel for those 30 days, you can actually query Microsoft Defender XDR and Microsoft Sentinel tables together to get the results. So if you don't need to save that data for more than 30 days, or you were never sending the data from Defender XDR to Sentinel, now inside of the advanced hunting, you can actually query and get the data results. Here is the example. This is log analytics function that is looking for squid proxy underscore CL table. We call it squid proxy Alpine as a function. And we are joining it with device network info and device TVM software vulnerabilities. I just wanted to show like device network info I could actually ingest inside of the Sentinel, so query it, but the device TVM software vulnerabilities was not one of the tables that you could actually ingest inside of the Microsoft Sentinel. So now I can actually join it together with Sentinel data to get the information. So if I run a query, I will actually get the information back so that I actually can go and proceed with further investigation. So I can see here the URL, source IP, what device is connected to that source IP, and where I use the TVM, I wanted to see how many high-end critical vulnerabilities is actually on that device. And then like I can go and proceed further with my investigation. For example, I want to see what kind of those high-end critical vulnerabilities is on this device. Is it maybe something that we know that is actual currently inside of cybersecurity space that we really need to patch as soon as possible? And we can see all the software names and vulnerabilities, and if we want to drill down, we can drill down even further, where, for example, I added some information to see what actually this vulnerability is, and I can see like the description of the vulnerability itself. So this is now like how we can actually utilize the whole advanced hunting for the benefit of the customer, and how we can actually join Microsoft Defender XDR and Microsoft Sentinel data inside of the one query and query it without ingesting the data to Microsoft Sentinel. Of course, if you want to save it for more than 30 days, you still can send it to Microsoft Sentinel and save it even for more than 90 days if you need for compliance reasons to save it for 1 year, 5 years, and so on. So that will still be available for like long-term retention. This is the unification that we had actually implemented, but we also moved all the elements of Microsoft Sentinel that are not incidents and advanced hunting, like for example, the automation, analytics, watch lists. If we want to go to Content Hub repositories, workbooks, threat intelligence. So all those elements are still available inside of the portal, and we can access that information from a unified portal. So this is, for example, the threat intelligence, and we can see here the workbook, import capabilities of the threat intelligence, or if we want to create the automations, we are able to create those automations. We can see all our automations and we can create the new automation. So select automation rule and I can actually go and create the new ones in incident update or when incident is created. I can see the different conditions, but like I mentioned, there is no more incident provider as the condition, because after the unification, we don't have different incident providers. Everything is has sign of MaxDefender XDR as incident provider. And we can still select the same actions. And if we want to run a specific playbook, we can select the actions run and select the playbook from the list of our playbooks so that we are able to run it on the incident creation, incident update, and so on. The same is with analytics, where we can actually see all the analytics inside of our environment that we are using, and also we can select any of the analytics if we want to edit and go through the edit mode of the whole analytics inside of the unified portal without leaving the experience. Or if we want even to create the new ones, we'll be able to create the new query. So either scheduled query rule or NRT query rule, we can create it. Remember, after we manage the unification, first thing is we have to use MaxDefender XDR connector. So we are removing incident Microsoft Security Incident Creation rule that we had for those standalone connectors before, so that we don't have duplications. And also because the MaxDefender XDR is mandatory one, we do not have those anymore. And the Fusion one, because all the Fusion and all the multi-stage attack detections are actually happening on unified portal. So if we click on create schedule query rule, we are able actually to go and proceed with the creation of the new query rule like we were doing inside of the Sentinel. We can do the same data like entity mapping, custom details, alert details, query scheduling, and so on. And we can see all the information like we did before creating the analytic rule itself. Something that is important just to mention is that while we try to move as much as we can inside of the unified portal, and that you don't need to leave the unified portal experience at all, there is still a couple of features that we are working on to bring inside of the unified portal, and we need to do the active playbooks. And if we click on any playbooks, it will actually lead us to the Azure portal, because we are utilizing the logic apps for the playbook. So to edit any playbook or a process of creation of the playbook, like adding the actions, adding the incident triggers, and so on, we'll still need to utilize the Azure portal. And of course, demo gods are playing tricks a little bit with the speed. So let's refresh. Just to show like that tab out experience, how it looks like, and how you know that tab out experience will happen. So if I select active playbooks, I hope it is not my internet connection that I had issue for the whole week today, and today especially. So let's try with the workbooks. Maybe we have more luck. Yeah. So with the saved work, to see the workbook, the playbook, we will see this sign here. This sign here means that it will be tab out experience and that it will be opening inside of the new tab that is like Azure. So we can select it. This is the new tab out experience. And it will open our workbook so that we can see it, edit it, and work with that workbook. The same with the playbook itself. So this is one thing, and the second thing is that I wanted to show is actually our demo of SAP and attack disruption. Because now what we are doing is expanding the attack disruption. So first we had attack disruption that is actually happening on the first party data. Now we are adding third party data to the attack disruption. And the first on the list is SAP. And I will show you now one of the examples. So this is the incident with the SAP financial process manipulation. If I open it, we'll be able to see the details, everything about the information of it. We can hide tab out so that we can see the graph for us and return ones when we need them. We can see here also Security Copilot, and we can see actual summary of our incident and what happened on this incident. That can help us a lot to understand, okay, instead of going and reading all the alerts and everything that was happening, actually Security Copilot will summarize that for me so that I can actually understand quickly what's happening with this incident. And second thing that we can see is the information that attack disruption has automatically logged the SAP user account. And for more details, we can go to the user tab or go to the action center to see actually what happened with the attack disruption. Which is pretty cool. And when it comes to tools like SAP, it is really important that we have those logged users as soon as possible so that we stop whatever could be happening in the backend. What else Security Copilot is providing for us is what else we can do. So first of all, do we want maybe to confirm this as true positive as the incident? So I can say, okay, I want to triage it and I want to say that, yeah, it is actually true positive. And what else Security Copilot is providing us is option how to actually notify the user with the body so that we know like what to send to user and what kind of information to provide to the user. Which is pretty cool because for me, I hate it even when I'm doing the demos that I need to write these bodies of the emails that will contain data. So whenever you look at my demos, it's always like really small amount of data, but the Copilot is really explaining it in a little bit more details that we can actually then click on a copy recommendation to clipboard that will actually provide us. And it is actually giving us a couple of different recommendations, so we can use any of it. And also, it is as doing the remediation part for us, suggesting that we should actually force password reset for the user. So we can say, okay, force password reset. And what now is the Copilot doing as well is to resolve the incident for us as well, etc., so that we don't need to do it, but also to generate the incident report. So if I select on generate incident report, it will generate it for me so that I can go through the incident report, what happened, what was done inside of the incident, and then we can actually utilize this if we need to report further without writing it on our own. And once when it is resolved and everything, if we still want to learn more about maybe like threat analytics reports, for example, or out apps, which is really big ones, we can select view threat analytics reports that will open us threat analytics reports and provide us with a bit more information for education purposes, especially why it is important that we protect, as well as some of the data around this specific threat inside of our environment that happened. So This is what we wanted to show today for a demo. And what is Unified Portal, what it can perform, and how it can help you actually in your day-to-day activities. Okay. Alex, will we go now to Q&A maybe?
Yeah, I just have one more slide I'd like to share first.
Okay.
Back over. So I just wanted to leave you all on a couple of final slides. What's included in public preview, who can get access to this right away today. So today we are in public preview. We can support a single tenant, single workspace, commercial cloud customers, and customers that are using both Microsoft Sentinel and Defender XDR. I know that doesn't cover every single use case customers might have, and we are working on delivering expanded availability for government cloud customers, multi-tenancy customers, multi-workspace, and Microsoft Sentinel only environments, bringing that into this experience. And so that should all be coming in the coming months. So we're working hard at that, but if you are interested in trying out our public preview today and qualify under this category list, we definitely encourage you to do that. I saw some questions in the chat about pricing. There is no change to pricing. You will continue to pay for Microsoft Sentinel and Defender the way you are today. And then we do have some resources that I believe maybe in the chat as well, but you can read our announcement about our Unified Security Operations platform that went live 2 weeks ago. And we also have documentation ready so that if you have some additional questions that we aren't able to cover here today and you want to read further, we encourage you to go in and read the documentation, and hopefully that can answer some of your questions. With that, are there some Q&As we want to take a look at?
It does look like there's a few. I can go ahead and read some aloud.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Will the unification increase data ingestion for Sentinel?
No, there shouldn't be any increase in data ingestion for Microsoft Sentinel for this unification. In fact, if you are only bringing in XDR data for like hunting reasons, you might not even need to do that anymore into Microsoft Sentinel. You still need to ingest that data if you want it for extended retention periods, but I don't see a reason why this would actually increase the amount of data you'd need to bring in.
Okay, great. And also, is threat intelligence and XDR available to Sentinel now?
I'm actually not sure if the answer to that question, Benji. I don't know if you can answer.
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. It says, does that threat intelligence in XDR, is that available in Sentinel now?
We are not moving information from Defender to Sentinel, but what we are bringing is data from Sentinel to Defender, making that unified portal. So we are bringing the threat intelligence, as you saw from my demo, inside of the Microsoft Defender XDR, that unified portal. And also we have the threat intelligence that Defender XDR had from before. So both of them are now available inside of the unified portal.
Okay, great. Thank you. Another one, can you please explain how overlapping data connectors are handled? Will duplicating records be automatically resolved or unnecessary data connectors uninstalled?
So once when you connect Microsoft Defender XDR and Microsoft Sentinel, you are using Microsoft Defender XDR connector. So all the standalone connectors will not be utilized. We are removing the Microsoft Security Incident Creation rules as well, and you should be removed if you already have analytics that are being created based on the security alert table for those Defender standalone connectors. You should be disabling them so that you don't have a duplicate of alerts. How it is created, like we mentioned, is inside of the Microsoft Unified Portal. So when we are syncing it to Microsoft Sentinel portal, we are actually syncing the incidents and alerts, all of them inside of the Sentinel portal, and there will be no duplication of it.
Great, thanks. Another one, will there be a unified API to access both Defender and Sentinel advanced hunting queries? Right now, Sentinel and Defender have a separate API.
Unfortunately, we cannot comment any of the roadmap questions. Please join our CCP community where we can provide a bit more information.
Great, thank you. If we create an analytic in the unified console with the XDR only tables, do they alert in Sentinel itself?
So to create, if you are not ingesting Defender data, you need to create detection inside of the custom detection. If you are creating on Sentinel data, you need to create inside of the analytic rule. So we still do not have option to query with analytic rule inside of the Microsoft Defender XDR tables or vice versa, unless you ingest Microsoft Defender XDR tables inside of the Microsoft Sentinel. But if incident is created based on the custom detections, that will be available, visible, and synchronized to Microsoft Sentinel.
Great. Here's maybe a technical question. I don't know, Benji, if this is going to be relevant for you, but someone said, I have both Defender XDR and Sentinel. When I try to connect Sentinel with XDR, I can't in my workspace.
Yeah, like unfortunately, that is not giving me enough information. Okay. Is it permission issue? Is it some of the other issues? So we will need a little bit more information. So please connect me offline and we'll see what is the issue.
Okay, great. Let me just scan through a few more. Okay, I think,
yeah, I see one question
ahead.
here. If you're using Copilot for security, are all of those features going to be available in the Unified Portal? The answer is yes. Within the Unified Portal, you actually get embedded Copilot capabilities, so it will surface relevant skills as you're in different views within there, including support with advanced hunting or investigations or translating malicious scripts. So those will all be available embedded in this unified experience for Sentinel and Defender data. If you're using Copilot, it is an add-on, so you do need to subscribe to Copilot to light up those features.
Great. Are all Sentinel events incidents synchronized to Defender Unified Console or just Defender?
All Sentinel data is synchronized. There are a couple of the features that there is still not, and I think I mentioned like an example of tasks, or if any of the incident is created using Microsoft Sentinel API to create incident, that will not be synced from Sentinel to Defender itself, so Unified Portal, but all the tables, all the these big features that we are utilizing in Microsoft Sentinel will be.
Okay, I think we've had a pause on questions, so we will go ahead and wrap up. Thank you all for being so engaged the whole time. I just wanted to definitely thank Alex and Benji for being our guests today and for sharing this information with our community. Also, a huge thank you to the Q&A team who helped us to answer questions and provide resources along the way. To all the listeners still on the line, if you're someone who wishes to aid in the protection of the world from cyber threats and desires to have a say in shaping our strategies, blueprints, and recommendations, then we invite you to become part of our security community. Together, we can make a global impact. So join us at aka.ms/security community. This is also where you'll be notified about upcoming webinars and events and other announcements. Also, please take a moment submitting your webinar feedback at aka.ms/security webinar feedback. For those of you who have any additional questions on the topic we just covered or other product-related questions, feel free to raise them on our Microsoft Tech Community discussion space at aka.ms/Microsoft Sentinel Community. Thank you guys for being part of our community and for joining us on our webinar. We hope to see you next time. Goodbye.